everyone, it's me again, and welcome to another video. If you're new to my channel, welcome to my little corner in the internet. My name is Faith Grenade, and I put makeup videos here on YouTube. See that subscribe button? It's right down there somewhere. You should hit it. Oh, I've seen the tag going around. It's called like the fleeky whatever tag. What's it called? Ride or die tag that Jaclyn Hill came up with. And I looked at these ride or die tag videos and I was like, this is basically just a favorites video. It's like a video of your favorites of all time. Like, that's all there is to it. But I decided to put a little twist on it and talk about some of the things that I absolutely cannot live without in my freelance kit. So this isn't, you know, just makeup I use on myself. This is makeup that I trust so much that I am willing and able to use it on other people. So let's go ahead and get right into it. I'll start out with complexion and I'll kind of work my way out from there. For skin prep, I bring Embryolisse Lait Creme Concentré every single time. It comes in this little teeny tiny tube, so it's easy to just throw in one of my Zuka pouches, and this stuff just works. I mean, they say that it's like a triple threat where it's a moisturizer, a primer, and a makeup remover all in one, but I mostly use it as a moisturizer, and what I like about this stuff is when you use it in moderation, so like, you know, depending on the skin type, it can work for any skin type. I haven't had anyone break out from this. I haven't had anyone react to this. It works on oily skin, dry skin, combo skin, everything in between, sensitive skin, all that stuff. So love, 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 love this stuff. I also carry around like 4 primers because different people have different skin concerns, different skin types, different things that they want their primer to do. So it's important as a makeup artist to be ready for anything. It's important to have, you know, a primer for everybody. So I carry quite a few of them. This one is the L'Oreal Revitalift Miracle Blur Instant Skin Smoother. This I use as a pore filler and a line filler. So I would only really use this on people who have like really textured skin, and I only use it in moderation because this stuff can clog your pores a little bit. At least from my experience, it does it on me. I haven't had any of my clients tell me that it does it on them, so could just be my skin. But this stuff is a very kind of slippy sort of texture, and it just blurs any kind of texture on your face. So cannot live without this stuff. Like, you know, I know a lot of people use Benefit Professional. I like this stuff better because it's not as prone to breaking people out. This primer is kind of like my do everything primer. You know, when someone has normal skin or they don't really have like too many concerns when it comes to dryness or oiliness, so they're like combo or normal, or they don't know their skin type, this is kind of like my de facto primer that I go to for somebody whose skin type I am unsure about, and that's the Laura Geller Spackle Tinted Under Makeup Primer. This is the champagne shade. This is not tinted. Like, there's no coverage to this at all. It has a little bit of shimmer in it, but you can't really see it on the skin. It just works. And I mean, I have the fortified version too, so both of these spackles work beautifully. They have, I don't know if they have glycerin in them, but they have almost a tacky finish, so they help foundation stay on longer, go on smoother. It's just good little product all the way around, and the bottles are nice and small, so I can throw multiples of them in my kit and not have to worry about it. For oily skinned folks, oily skinned guys and gals, I use the Rimmel Stay Matte Primer. This stuff, if you look at the ingredients list, it's not terribly good for your skin. There's a few kind of warning signs that people say you need to avoid for whatever one reason or another, but I don't really let that stop me from using it because it works. It's one of the only primers I have run into that actually controls oil, and that's important for when I have oily skin clients. So this is just what I rely on. It's a go-to for oily skin. Doesn't work for all types of oily skin because some people are just way, way oily and there's nothing really that no amount of primer that can really help with that, but it does help. It doesn't completely cure all forms of oily skin, but it does help definitely. And then for dry skin or more sensitive skin, I have the Too Faced Hangover RX Primer. This stuff has coconut water in it. It's got, it's just a very rich, very kind of juicy primer, if that makes sense. It's very rich. It feels very moisturizing on the skin. So if I've got someone with super dry skin, I'll usually just use the Umbrialise as a primer. But if I've got someone who's got, some dry patches or whatever, I'll throw this over top just to give that extra drink of moisture into the skin. This stuff also works for combo skin too, because I have combo to oily skin and this works on me just fine. And then eye primer, obviously. Like, eye primer is huge. I always have some kind of eye primer in my kit. Always, always, always. And I use it every single time I do a makeup. And this one is the Urban Decay Primer Potion. This is the professional size that I got like 2 years ago. I've had this forever, but I also have a couple backup bottles of this stuff. It's essential if you want your makeups to last a long time. And in my makeup artistry career, I've become a little bit well known for my makeups lasting between 9 and 13 hours, sometimes as much as 15 hours, depending on what you're doing. This is a big part of that, is making sure that you have a good eye primer. With foundation, I really only have 2. Now, I also give my clients the option to bring their own foundation. I invite them vehemently, please bring your own foundation if you want to, because we all have an idea of what works for our skin. So if they have a foundation and they'd like to bring it, I invite them to, I welcome that. But if if they want me to just do their foundation, these are what I bring. These are the RCMA Vincent Kilo foundation palettes. You've probably seen these before. Pretty much every MUA under the sun uses these. It's just like, it's a convenient little palette. It beats the hell out of transporting like 15 bottles of liquid foundation with you. Between the 2 palettes, they have shades that will work for literally anybody. I have yet to find somebody I could not match with these. This is the VK11, and then I also have the VK10, which is a little more on the medium olive golden skin tone side. They seem like they're not gonna last very long, but these RCMA cream foundations are 50% pure pigment, so a little goes a very, very long way. They are mostly, they're made of mostly plant materials, so they're very safe for use on sensitive skin, acne-prone skin. I've used these on myself with great success. And yeah, I really, really love these. Now for concealing and correcting. For concealing and correcting, I use the Vizar Professional Preview Palette Corrector Camouflage. This guy. This is in number 2. There's 2 of these. There's 01 and 02. This is 02. 02 is a little bit more on the color correcting side of things. It's a little more peachy, it's a little more orangey, a little more for medium deep skin as opposed to fair and light skin, although I can use this on fair skin people because it's got this light pink cream down here. They're cream products. They have high levels of pigmentation, superb blendability. I can get any concealing done that I need to get done and make it happen. I've covered scars with this. When it comes to powders, I will usually only bring like 1 or 2, depending on what clients I'm doing. Obviously, if I'm doing my beautiful chocolate queens, if I'm gonna be painting any deeper skinned individuals, then I will bring special powders for that, because a lot of translucent powders can look ashy on deep skin. This one, I don't run into that as much, but one powder that I always bring with me every single time is the RCMA No Color Powder. This stuff. You've heard about this. It's all over YouTube now, but this stuff has been around for a long time. Makeup artists have been swearing by it for ages. I use the foundation from RCMA. It works great with that. It works great for baking. It works great for, soft set. It works great for any kind of setting needs you might have. It's a very simple powder. It's only got 2 ingredients, which are talc and silica. Now, there's some controversy surrounding talc. People are like, "Whoa, talc, so scary." Talc is only dangerous to you if you're allergic to it. And in makeup, they use a cosmetic grade talc that is a lot safer for skin than, say, the talc you find in like baby powder or talcum powder. That's why you don't use talcum powder on your face. I have two quote unquote translucent powders for deeper skin. These are from Ben Nye. I've got Ebony and Topaz. Topaz I use as like a under eye baking powder for deeper skinned ladies because it provides this beautiful kind of golden toffee highlight to the skin that I really dig. These claim they're translucent powder. They are not translucent, girl. Like, do you see that? That is not translucent. That's a tint, you know? And then for setting the entire face on deeper skin types, or deeper skin tones, I have Ebony, which is a deep, dark kind of cocoa powder brown, which is perfect for them. A tool that I always have on hand is a clean powder puff, particularly one with a strap on it. I like the ones with straps because I'm right-handed, so I work with my right hand predominantly. And what I'll do is I'll take my ring and my pinky finger and I'll slide the strap right in there. And that way, when I'm like holding a brush and working on a client, the puff touches their face, not my hand. And that keeps things sanitary, and it also keeps the client comfortable because a lot of, people aren't used to getting their makeup done and they're not used to people touching their face. So this is just a lot easier for me to move and work and give myself an anchor point without making the client uncomfortable by touching all over their face with my grubby little hands. Clean, grubby hands, but grubby hands nonetheless. It also prevents you from disturbing your face makeup. So if you decide to do the face makeup first and then do the eyes second, you can anchor your hand to their face and have a steady hand when you're working on their eyes or their lips or anything else without disturbing the foundation underneath, because puffs are pretty good at that. Two essential parts of my makeup kit: eyebrow gel and lash glue. These are both in the top little pouch of my Zuka bag, which has all of my essentials that I use on every single client. For brow gel, I use the NYX Control Freak eyebrow gel. Love this stuff. It works, it's a clear brow gel and it works. And then I have my Revlon Precision Clear Lash Adhesive. Love this stuff too, although they changed the formula, so you have to wait a little longer for it to get tacky, but that's not a deal breaker for me necessarily. I just like it because it works. I mean, I put my lashes on with this stuff and I never have a situation where the inner corner of my lash pops off in the middle of the night. When it comes to eyeshadow, I really, I bring whatever is trending at the time, because chances are good that's what people are going to be looking for. They're going to be looking for what's trending. They're going to be looking for what's new, what's hip, what's hot, you know what I mean? So I'll bring, for this time around, I'll probably bring the Anastasia Beverly Hills Modern Renaissance palette, just because that is trending hardcore lately. I will also bring my Lorac Pro palettes, the Pro 1, the Pro 2, the Pro 3, the Mega Pro 1 and the Mega Pro 2, just because there's a lot of colors to work with there, and they're all more in like the neutral sort of wearable family. So one that I bring every single fucking time I do a freelance gig is the Lorac Unzipped palette. I cannot recommend that eyeshadow palette enough. It's beautiful. It's such a good, just like solid go-to, like, oh, I need to do like an evening out look on somebody, and I reach for that palette right away because I know I can create a kick-ass look very quickly with that, which is awesome. Lately, I've been bringing my Vizar Structure eyebrow palette. You guys have seen this before. It's got 3 waxes and 9 powders. It was in my favorites this past month, and I absolutely adore this. It's got a color for every hair color under the sun, and it's nice and thin and compact, so it fits in my kit beautifully. The Anastasia Beverly Hills Glow Kits. I have 3 of these. I have That Glow, Gleam, and Sun Dipped. Sun Dipped is my personal favorite to use on myself, but I love these. I love the fact that they come with a crap ton of product, and there's a ton of different shades, so I can bring, all 3 or 2 or even just one of them and have a shade of highlight for every single possible skin tone I could be working with. You guys have seen this before. It's the Lunatic Cosmetic Labs Contour Book. I adore this. this is pretty much practically the only thing I bring for contour and matte highlight because it's just beautiful. It works on everybody. There's a shade in here for every single skin tone that I can think of. I've yet to find a face that I could not contour with this. The Lorac Take Me to Tantigo bronzer palette. Now, you know, you're thinking like, what? Why do you need this? It just seems like an extra thing to add to the kit, but no. This thing is bomb. Like, you guys have seen this all on my Instagram because I use it in just about every look I do on myself, and I use it on other people too. It is amazing. You've got these two bronzer shades, which are perfect for fair-skinned girls, and then you've got these two, which work on anyone as light as me or as dark as the deepest of the dark. The shimmery one has a touch of red to it, so it's really good on deeper skin tones to really give that sun-kissed effect. And I've also used this as eyeshadow. Like if I'm really in a pinch and somebody needs a natural look really fast, I will throw this in the crease, you know, shimmery highlight on the lid and a winged liner, and you're done and you're ready to go. Let's talk lashes. For lashes, I usually will bring 2 mascara tubes in my kit. I will have one non-waterproof formula and one waterproof formula, and a lot of the time they're the same brand just because, you know, I have very particular tastes when it comes to what mascaras I use. Lately, the CoverGirl Supersizer has been a staple in my kit all the time. Never go without it. I have the regular one and the waterproof one in my kit at all times because they just work, you know? They last forever. Even the non-waterproof one is actually tough to remove, but I like that because, you know, people wonder how I get my makeup applications to last so long and still look pretty fresh. And mascara, a good mascara, is a big part about that because mascara is one of the first things to go. You know, it's right near the wet part of your eye, it flakes underneath your eye or it smudges underneath your eye, and that's the first thing that starts to make your eye makeup look shabby. So I always have a super heavy duty mascara in my kit with me. I did just repurchase one because, as a reminder, sanitation is of the utmost importance when you're running a freelance makeup artistry business or you are a working makeup artist. You should be replacing your kit mascara tubes every 3 months on the dot. I have these. These are disposable mascara spoolies. It's the inside there. I buy this particular one. The brand is G2+. I'll try to link it below if I can find them, but you can find them on Amazon really easy. They come in packs of 100 and they're like 10 bucks. So I've got all of the mascara wands I could ever possibly need in my life. False lashes. I have little cases like this that have, here, let me open this up. I lost one of the little plastic trays for this one, although I think it's around here somewhere. I just have to find it and put it back in here. But that's what these look like. They're little lash cases. I have a couple of these that I keep lashes in. Favorite lashes to use on clients would have to be the Ardell 120 Demis, which is what I'm wearing today. Obviously, I wouldn't put these on a client because I'm wearing them, but I do have an entire bag of false eyelashes. I also have Ardell 105s. I love these for length because they're so long and they create like some major drama in that regard. And if I want the ultimate drama, like if I'm working on a burlesque performer or something like that, I'll take 105s and 120s and stack them together and you get the perfect combination of fullness and length and volume and just, yes, all of the sassiness. Even surprised. I have an entire liquid lipstick pouch in my Zuka, and in my liquid lipstick pouch is almost exclusively Jeffree Star velour liquid lipsticks. I know, okay, I know Jeffree Star is an asshole, and I know I should not be supporting his brand if I want to be, you know, a morally conscientious shopper, but the liquid lipsticks are just good, and they work, and they last forever, and I can mix them, and I can layer them, and I love that, so they're in my kit, and they stay in my kit. Sorry, you know, it's like they work. And when it comes to my clients, I put function at the top of the list. You know, like you can be a morally astute consumer if you want to, that's totally fine. But at the end of the day, you know, my client's satisfaction is way more important than my smug sense of moral superiority. So whatever works, that's what I use in my kit. I also have disposable doe feet. Disposable doe foot applicators. These are super important, especially when you're working with liquid lipsticks, to keep things sanitary because you're working around the mouth area. Super important. I also got these on Amazon. They're from the same company that makes the mascara wands. A couple of things that I wanted to note that are absolute musts for a kit is a metal spatula. See these? It looks like this. You've probably seen them before. They sell them on professional makeup artistry websites. These are so important because you don't just want to dig your brush, you know, like if you're putting on foundation, you don't just want to dig your foundation brush into your foundation palette, put it on the client's face, and then dig it back in there because it's unsanitary. Same with lipstick. You know, if you're using a cream lipstick, you don't want to put your lip brush on the lipstick bullet, put it on the client, and then dip, you know, back in. No double dipping, right? Ever. This helps with that because any cream products or anything like that, you can just scrape off a little bit, put it on your palette, and use it. So definitely always have one of those on hand. A pair of tweezers. I usually use Tweezerman, and more specific, although, you know, any tweezers will work, to be honest. More specifically, I look for slant tweezers. So tweezers that have that little slanted tip, because these work for not only grooming the eyebrows, but they also work for eyelash application. Let's not forget makeup wipes. Can't forget to have makeup wipes in the kit or makeup remover. These are the ones I got from the military exchange. They come in a double pack of 60 each, so 120. I don't necessarily bring this entire big thing with me. A lot of the time I will just bring the Simple brand ones. I like bringing makeup wipe packs that are like half empty because they're a lot easier to compress and pack into my kit. Another thing that I make it a point to bring, sorry, the lighting is like fading fast, so I'm trying to finish this up, I promise. Another thing that I bring every single time I go on location or anytime a client comes to my studio is a drape. I know this sounds really weird because you're like, but Faith, you don't do hair. What's the point of having a drape? Well, I think every makeup artist should have a drape because think about all of the trends and things that you, like the last thing you want to do when you're doing a client for a special event, like a bridal client or something, normally they will put their outfit on before they come to you. That way they don't have to worry about pulling their dress over their head and getting makeup all over their dress and smudging their makeup and everything. So they will already be in the outfit they're going to wear to the event when you go to do their makeup. And how much of a nightmare would it be if you were doing their makeup and you got liquid eyeliner on somebody's wedding gown? Like, ugh. Nightmare fuel for me. So, plus I use the baking method on oily skinned clients, where you cake powder under the eyes, the cooking method, as we call it in performance. But yeah, I do use the powder cooking method, and that can leave some powder fallout like all over everything. So I just got one of these. It's a hair cutter's drape. You know, it's like a barber drape. And you can find these on Friends Beauty. I got the one with snaps. They also have a one that has Velcro, but I like the snaps better because it lasts longer without wearing out. These are awesome. They're machine washable, so you just pop them in the washer when you're done with them. They clean beautifully, and they keep powder and liquids and things from getting on your client's pretty outfit. Setting spray. Setting spray is absolutely essential. I bring Urban Decay All-Nighter just because it's readily available. I mean, I live overseas, so I can't get any of the really heavy-duty, like, waterproof setting sprays shipped here because they all have alcohol in them. This one doesn't. So it's more gentle on skin, if that makes sense, and it still sets makeup beautifully all day. It also alleviates, it's a fixing spray as well. It alleviates powderiness or cakiness. Used it today, use it every time I do makeup. In the equipment category, a spray bottle with rubbing alcohol in it. More specifically, I use 70% isopropyl alcohol. This is my sanitizer. I use this to sanitize materials before I start. I also use it to sanitize brushes between clients. So if I'm working on multiple clients a day and I don't have time to like drop everything and shampoo all of my brushes, this is one heck of a spot cleaner. It just, you know, it's no substitute for deep cleaning, and I'll probably make a brush shampoo video, like a brush cleaning video, all about that stuff. But it's no substitute for a deep clean. But this stuff is so handy to just get all the pigment off of your brush and move on to the next client. And that way you can shampoo them when you're done, but this cleans, it gets all the excess pigment out, and it sanitizes, at least as well as something can be sanitized. What is it with me and, you know, filming long form videos before I have to leave somewhere? But there you go, guys. That is just a few of the essentials I keep in my kit. When it comes to eyeshadows and cheek products, like blushes in particular, when it comes to eyeshadow, blush, and highlight, that changes all the time in my kit. I cycle things in and out based on what's trending, based on what people want. You know, if a person wants a natural look, I'm not gonna need to bring my Sugar Pill Pro palette, you know what I mean? There's always things that are kind of cycling in and out, but what I've mentioned here in this video are just some things that I absolutely never leave for a gig or a freelance day without. So I hope you guys found this helpful, informative, or entertaining. If you did, there's a button for that. Spank that like button in the butt. You know it deserves it. And if you want to see more from me, subscribe and become a member of the faithful today. I put out new videos every Sunday. Thank you guys so much for watching and joining me today, and I will see you in the next video. Toodles!